everybody. Welcome to KSDT radio station's first installment of our mini bite-sized artist spotlight series. You just saw a quick clip of Vance Eris' music video for his debut single, Athena. Vance Eris, thank you so much for coming on today. We're so happy to have you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
So Vance, please tell the viewers, where are you from? How'd you get into music? We'd love to just hear some context, some background, just to get to know you before we jump into your debut single, Athena.
Hi, I'm Vance Eris. Some people call me Vance Eris. It's whatever you want. I got into music when I was 9 years old. I was a chubby little bowl-cut headed boy, and I saw a Beatles tribute band that rocked my world, if you will. And from there, I taught myself the bass, and then I taught myself the rest of the instruments to go along with the bass guitar, and here I am. And now I just make little songs, if you'll have me.
That's incredible. So you spoke about the Beatles. I feel like that's a theme with a lot of musicians. So were the Beatles playing a lot in your house when you were a kid? Like, what about the Beatles got you so much into music? What was so exciting?
Beatles broke up in 1970. I don't think, why would they be playing in my house? Two of the members are dead.
That's a very fair answer. So tell me more about where you're from. So how, like, your city, how has that influenced your taste? Maybe some artists that you would listen to.
Okay. I'm from California, the Jewish quarters to be specific. They call it the Valley, Tarzan, if you will.
As do I.
Uh, this wasn't like a back and forth.
Oh, sorry.
You do look a lot like my manager, though. I do have to say. I'm gonna give him a call after this. Tell him he's better
That's so funny to hear.
than his brother. But well, I mean, there was a pretty poppin' live scene when I was in high school in Los Angeles. It was mostly around the downtown area in Venice, and so I was really inspired by all the young acts. And there would just be like these backyard shows during the summer. It'd be like a few times a week. And I don't know, that really inspired me to one, start playing shows, but also start recording myself because I don't know, there's just like this very friendly competition that surrounded this scene. I probably wouldn't be as invested in music and production if it weren't for like all my peers from that scene.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds incredible. Like having sort of a community is what I'm hearing to develop those interests and develop those skills. So then I guess my next question would be, I hear you talking about production and making your own music. Do you do everything yourself? Just walk me through your music creation process. I'd love to hear it.
I put my pants on one pant leg at a time, just like anyone else. To be specific, I I don't want to say I do it all myself, but I don't know. That was a horrible way to start that question. Let me start it over. PewDiePie. Um,
Take your time.
I started producing myself when I was 14 with a little mixer that was left over from my bar mitzvah party, a microphone, and an amp. And I just started using GarageBand, and just for years I would just make these songs. I had no idea how to record anything. It sounded, to be honest, quite garbage. Um, but as I started doing it more, I kind of fell in love with engineering and production gear, and I'm nowhere near a good musician at any instrument, but I'm good enough at any of them to lay down a four bar groove, if you will, 8 bar, even maybe 1632, if you will. But and so I just started making my own songs, and as I got older, as I kept doing it, I'd say they started sounding better, and it got to the point where I could pretty much record everything and mix it all myself. But I'm still a terrible drummer. Like, drums are the one thing that I do not play on every song. That's not what you asked, if we're being... Ask me your next question, please.
Of course, Gladly. That's actually a great.
Transition. Speaking of 4-bar loops and drums, your debut single Athena is crazy energetic. I mean, the production is through the roof. It's just like barreling down sound. It is, I mean, it's like a mix of pop and rock, and I mean, there's some electronic influence in there. Just so actually, I'd love to hear how would you describe it? I mean, it's like jam packed with. It's not even hard for me to describe sort of how genreless it is, but yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on. I mean, on your debut single Athena. How could you describe it to somebody who hasn't heard it before yet?
Great question. You should do this more often. Here's what I'm gonna say. I think genre is dead. Wow, I sound so unbelievably pretentious, but I'm gonna keep on this wave that I'm on right now. Surfs up, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I think my entire record that is to precede Athena, as well as Athena, is just a mix of everything I like. I mean, I grew up on the Beatles, but I love hip hop and really every type of music minus country. I apologize to all you country fans out there. Even there's some country I could honestly probably get down with, if we're being quite honest. But I don't know. I think I grew up on the Beatles, and then when I was 10 to 12, I got really into like the Arctic Monkeys and the Kooks and all the early 2000s British alt rock. And I think you can definitely hear that. But I think I'm also, as a producer, incredibly turned off by just like straight ahead rock production. And I don't know. And I love so much new music that comes out. I'm very into like the hyper pop movement that's happening. And I don't know. I just like glitchy sounds, but I also just like a good rock backbeat. And I think when you put that all together, it's kind of Athena, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and you can really hear it. I mean, everything you just said really shines through from the second the song starts to right at the end after those floaty falsetto vocals and almost jazzy chord progressions. I mean, it really is an amazing song. And that actually leads me to my next question. The music video, absolutely hilarious. I mean, where did that come in? How does humor sort of play into this whole process? I mean, it fits the song in a way that honestly I can't even explain, but it really does. So I'd love to hear more about just the video production, your ideas with the song and the video and how they work together so well.
I mean, if you get in a room with enough Hollywood executives, you can get anything you want, really.
Of course.
No. There were no Hollywood executives involved. I don't deal with that in my day to day. Um, Let me explain. I don't know. I think the project. I know I keep referring to this project that I'm not going to tell you any more about, but the project that Athena is a part of kind of has a whole world around it, and I think we're just starting to peel back the layers of what is behind this kind of like aesthetic um, world that goes along with the music. And so I just wanted to make something silly and something, I don't know, something interesting and visually and interesting. Like, obviously, nothing's obvious in this world. How you doing?
Well, it's very clear that you are a silly and interesting guy from the past couple minutes just talking to you, but it looks like we are just about out of time. Thank you so much for coming on. It was great hearing about your life and specifically your debut single, Athena. So everybody, viewers at home, please go stream the song, and hopefully by the time this is out, the video should be out. Vance, when should they be looking out for that video?
The video is coming out Tuesday night. Be prepared.
Tuesday night, is that November 9th?
That goes above my pay grade. You'll have to ask my team. But I can tell you for sure, it's if you were to spell it out with numbers, it's 11/9.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. You heard that, viewers. Get ready for the music video. Thanks again, Vance. Have a great day.
All right, you as well.